Pay close attention to this watch. When I finish speaking, I'm gonna snap my fingers and you're gonna watch the entire video. You've most likely have heard about hypnosis or watched a show about it. Like for example, they put you to sleep with a watch. They tell you to think certain thoughts. They make you say crazy things. Doing this with somebody and making them think different is called hypnosis. When you watch a hypnosis show, it seems like it's a joke because everything is so over-exaggerated. But not everybody thinks this way because some people believe it. Is there an actual force that allows you to hypnotize someone? Is it possible to speak someone smoothly and snap your fingers and make them think whatever you want? Hypnosis is a real thing, but not the ones you've seen on shows or in real life. Because just like we said, these are overly exaggerated, and it's mostly an act. Hypnosis is not a new thing. In certain areas of ancient China and India, they have been practicing hypnosis for thousands of years, but it was mostly used for meditation or calming people down. Or you can think of it like a form of therapy. So hypnosis is real, but not the ones you've probably seen before. They had been doing hypnosis for thousands of years, but nobody really studied what is happening inside the brain. Then we get to the 18th century, when a German scientist by the name of Franz Mesmer starts studying hypnosis to see what happens. Franz realizes how hypnosis works and how it affects the brain, but he really wanted to make a business out of it. He thought to himself, why should he tell everybody how it works? Now that I know everything, I'm gonna trick people into thinking this is some form of magic. Franz basically opened up his hypnosis business and told people he can cure people that are sick. And he claimed hypnosis is a magnetic field that allows him to fix you. So Franz Mesmer was the first person to start scamming people using hypnosis. Let's not forget that Franz was a scientist and people knew this. So his words were trusted by the people of Germany at that time, so they would easily believe him. But on the other side, other scientists were very critical of him and they would make fun of him and tell him what is he doing. They would always write about Franz Mesmer and how he's lying and scamming people to get their money. But Franz wouldn't even budge and say, these scientists are jealous of my findings and they don't know how I do it, so they make fun of me. Either way, nobody could really stop Franz Mesmer. He kept doing shows and people would participate in them. But back then, we didn't have social media or the reach we have today. Eventually, we get to the 19th century when a Scottish surgeon is very interested in hypnosis and he wants to figure out what is happening for something like this to happen. And the term hypnosis was created by this Scottish surgeon, James Braid. James Braid would write that hypnosis is very good for the mind in terms of calming someone down, but nothing like magic. He even compared hypnosis to a form of meditation. If you pay close attention to hypnosis, it's usually a darker room, it's very quiet, and the person performing the hypnosis is speaking in a very soft tone, and they tell the person to think of a certain thing. It could be anything, usually something that calms a person down, like waves or walking in nature. What is hypnosis doing right here? It's basically making someone put all their focus on something they like and something that is positive. They have been doing tests on hypnosis to this day because scientists still haven't figured out what happens in the brain when this is happening. Some scientists say if hypnosis is extremely deep and someone focuses on something for a long time, it could have a feeling of getting drunk or high. But the effect we are talking about has a lot to do with the person that is being hypnotized. If a person is trying to be hypnotized and they truly pay attention to what they want, they will be hypnotized. But if the person being hypnotized doesn't believe it or they don't want to go to another place, they will not be hypnotized. Scientists believe that about 15% of the population can be easily hypnotized because these people can focus on a certain thing for a long period of time without being distracted. In the world population, about 20% of people cannot be hypnotized, or it's extremely hard to do so, and the rest of the people are in the gray area in the middle. But nowadays, it has changed. New technology has allowed doctors and scientists to examine the brain and see how the brain is working while a person is being hypnotized. They realize that when someone is being hypnotized, the focus is extremely high in their brain. And back in the day, doctors and scientists did not know that. They thought the feeling and the brain activity is similar to sleeping. But they realize when you put all your focus and thoughts into something positive that you like, it brings you peace. And this is exactly what happens in hypnosis. And the ancient Chinese and Indians knew that this is something that's therapeutic and it calms you down. Some scientists say that you could compare hypnosis to placebo, and we've made a video about placebo before if you want to see it. In a placebo, they basically give a certain person a fake pill and tell them this will fix your headache. Just thinking about their head being fixed causes them to not have the headache anymore, while the pill didn't even do anything to fix the pain. Hypnosis is the same thing. It takes your thought to somewhere positive, and that calms you down. But unfortunately, it doesn't work with everybody. Scientists have examined every body part and organ inside the human body, and they have a good grasp on how it works. The only body part that they don't fully understand and know what it is the human brain. Even the tests doctors are able to do to the brain, they still don't fully understand it. Like they did another test. They chose someone that is hypnotized easily, and they gave them a movie and told them to go watch it, and next week we're gonna have a hypnosis session. When the person watches the full movie and comes back for the hypnosis session, the doctors basically went forward like this. They told them to forget about the movie. And it's interesting because after the session was done, the patient would not remember what the movie was about and how it went. They would remember what room they were watching it, but they don't remember the actual movie. This was a very useful science experiment for doctors because they realized that the human brain is so powerful that it can delete a certain memory that has happened recently. Kind of like a computer where you can easily delete the files. But they realized another thing. They know that the brain can get rid of some memory, but a very sad memory or something that put a high effect on them, they really can't forget about it. Because when something negative happens to the human brain, it's extremely hard to get rid of. But a movie is not that buried deep inside the brain, so it's very easy to forget. Everybody knows that some hypnosis like to scam people and think they are doing something magic. But from the other side, there are a lot of people using hypnosis to understand our body better, especially the human brain, the most complicated thing we have ever gotten to know.